Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Live Q&A, November 26th, 2018. If you're in America, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you're everywhere else, I think we are everywhere. We're now in the Christmas season. I avoided shopping on Black Friday. Actually, that's not true. I went out and bought something that night. I needed to get something, and it was very not crowded at that point. And I haven't looked at the internet at all today, which is Cyber Monday. Lots of things to buy, of course. But hey, if you don't need something, maybe I shouldn't be looking, right? Well, this is a Q&A. So if you have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I will try to answer those as best as I can. Later on today at 11 a.m., we're going to be playing a game live. We'll see what it is, game testing. Now, I will say, as we do these game testings and things like that, just keep one. Today, we're only going to probably play one game. We've been doing several over the last week or so, but we need to get ready for PAX Unplugged this week, so I hope to see you at PAX Unplugged. And secondly, we have Dice Tower retreats over the next couple weeks, and I'm trying to do reviews around all this stuff, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of stuff that I'm doing, but we will try to get as much stuff out as we can. All right, so questions. I'm getting a game table for Christmas. Is there a color tabletop that's preferable to any other? Blue, red, green, etc. I actually like the gray color. That's the opposite of this table. I have a gray and purplish color. I kind of like both those colors a lot. Black's okay, but it picks up lint really well. So sometimes lighter may be good, but you don't want your stuff to fade in the background on it either. Dark blue I found to be okay, but again, you see the lint really easily. Did I read Nick Bentley's article, Publishers are treating games like a commodity and it's going badly? And if so, what are your thoughts? I did. Let me quick pull it up because it was a really short article. So it was very short. So basically he said, the big thing is Cool Mini lost some money and what's happening, there's an oversupply. The more rapidly we publish new games, he says, the more each game depends on its launch for sales, and the more quickly each fades away after new games pour on its heels. Great. So he basically says the quality is suffering because publishers are focused on more at the expense of better. I don't disagree with this. I think that that's definitely happening. I think that there are some companies that are doing things differently, and of course he works for North Star Games, so which is kind of funny because North Star Games actually had this philosophy where they published just a few games like Evolution and things like that. And then this past year, they suddenly came out with a whole pile of games, including Dude and just a whole bunch of little games. And they also picked up some other games. So I don't know that they're not following this thing themselves now. I don't disagree with him. I don't worry about it as much as everyone else. It's tough from a consumer's perspective because there's a gazillion games. But I think that everything will right itself in the end. Am I planning to follow today's Mars probe landing? Possibly more of a, oh, okay, what's happening? I was listening to about it on the radio today, and I thought it sounded interesting. And I may follow up on what happened. I don't know that I'll watch it live. Hey, Tom, why isn't your last name Red Vasel? Oh. For how many days can you and your family still live from Thanksgiving leftovers? I don't know. We had them for supper last night, and it seemed like there was still quite a bit. But my kids have some Thanksgiving party that they're going to, like a late Thanksgiving party, so we're sending some off there. We'll be fine. I don't think we have a ton. I have not played Robert and Mary Menlet. Okay, let's see. Is our schedule for PAX posted somewhere? Yes, it's actually posted on our website, dicetower.com, so you can see it there. You should play a game where you read something someone from a Dice Tower has said about a board game and the person has to guess who it was. That's actually pretty interesting. Maybe we'll do that at some point. I don't know anything about painting, so I'm the wrong person to ask there. Seems to be the overall theme this year, too much quantity, too little quality. I disagree with that. I think the quantity is going up and the quality is going up. I think that we are just spoiled in a sense. So one of the things that I did this year is people keep talking about how this year is not that great of a year. I'm not here to say whether 2018 is the best year in gaming, the 10th best year in gaming, the 20th, who knows. But I would argue that there are tons of good games that have come out. And there have been several great games. I have my top 10 list for the year put together already. That could change based on some games that I played. It may or may not change. My top 10 of the year, I'm very happy with them. I love all those games. They're all in my collection. But because people have said such things, I said, can I make a top 100 from this year? I can, and I'm going to publish it. If for no other reason than to point out that this year was not a bad year. I looked for games that I ranked approved or excellent, and I think I had 150 games that came out this year or so, maybe 160, 170 that I gave approved or higher to. Now, the ones I gave excellence to was much smaller than that, maybe 20, 25, 30, which is fine by me. I want to make the excellence seal a rarer thing. But come on now, this year has not been bad and not been mediocre by any means. Again, I'm not sure what people are looking for. Not every game can be Dominion and can be, Ticket to Ride and so on. And a lot of great games have come out this year. Have a lot of garbage games coming out? Yes. But again, that's because so many games are coming out. Of course, the number of mediocre and bad games is also going to increase. And yes, the big publishers are going to make some bad games like they always have. I'm not that worried about the industry, really. What deduction game do you prefer, Awkward Guess or Hail Hydra? They're very different deduction games. One's a social deduction game where I'm trying to figure out who's lying to me, and the other is a deduction game where you're trying to figure something out through clue. I consider those two very different categories. If you were to rank all the games you've ever played, how far down the list would you have to go to reach a game you never have interest in playing again? Well, that's kind of an interesting thing. At least in the thousands. For sure. For the top list we're doing for PAX, the specific thing that we're doing there, which is, I guess it's not a secret, we're doing our top games that need an expansion. But they can't already have an expansion, and they can't have an announced expansion. They also can't have come out like in the last month or two because obviously they just came out. So I was like, wow, a lot of the games I really like that I would want an expansion for already have an expansion. So I went through my top 100, top 200, and I was going down through the list. I don't know, I was in my top 500 or 600, looking through those games, and I still like those games, and I would still play those games very easily. I bet there was no key lime pie left over. Ho, 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 you would be wrong there. So we had 14 pies. Part of this is my fault. I forgot that I had some key lime pies in my freezer already. I've been eating them so slowly and carefully that I just had more. So I think we had 9 key lime pies. We did. We had 9 key lime pies. And if you have these key lime pies, they are extremely rich. And so even on Thanksgiving Day, where I was like, no holds barred, I can eat as much pie as I want, and a few other guys also were like, we're eating as much pie as we want, there was not a single pie that was depleted. There was one pie, raspberry white chocolate key lime, that was down to 2 pieces. But there was at least half of every other pie left, at least. So I don't know, they're going to last forever at this rate because I can eat 1 piece a week, which is Monday morning. Woo! You think your Monday mornings are bad? Mine are great because I wake up and eat a piece of key lime pie. And then I wait till next Monday to do it again. Happily, I also did not gain any weight last week from Thanksgiving. I mean, I gained a little bit on that day, but then I walked so much on Black Friday, and so I haven't lost any weight from last week, but I have not gained any. So yay for that. Do you get irritated when people spell your last name as Vasel with 2 S's and an A? Not especially. I always get a little bit of a kick out of it when someone points out an error that I've made in my video and they spell my name wrong at the same time. I find that a little ironic. I don't get really upset about it. It's not that big of a deal. Any large grocery restaurant chains that have a key lime pie you recommend? Unfortunately, not really. The best one I would recommend, I think, and that's only if you live in the South, Publix, the grocery store, makes a pretty good key lime pie. Did anything from Essen crack my top 100? Maybe. We'll find out next year, won't we? Don't forget, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing our top 10 of all time live. Would you rather publishers reduce the amount of games they make so they can spend more time on few better games? Probably. Yeah, I think I would prefer that, but it's not going to happen, so I don't worry about it. Do you fly business or economy to fly to Essen? Change to anywhere, and it's economy. Business is just too expensive. Occasionally, over the course of the year, we have flown first class. I think we managed to fly first class every year to Gen Con. Not because we are like, we're flying first class, but because when I calculated in, for some reason, the price is only $100 or so more per ticket, and it gives you 3 pieces of luggage per person, and when we figure out how much it would cost to ship the games we get at Gen Con back, it works. But that's it. Nowhere else. Overseas, it's way too expensive. I would love to do it because it seems like it'd be comfortable and fun, but yeah, no. Will we be back at BGG Con next year since we'll be in a bigger hotel in Dallas? Well, we weren't upset about the hotel. We can't go to every con. So far, next year, we've announced that we, as the Dice Tower group, here's what we'll be at for sure. Dice Tower West, Dice Tower Con, Gen Con, and Essen. Those are the 4 that we've announced for sure. Probably we will be at UK Games Expo, and probably we'll be at PAX Unplugged. I have 2 other smaller conventions that I'm likely going to be at. Sam and Z will likely be at Origins, and I will I will be at Gamma Trade Show. Would you say the difference between your top 11th and 10th game is greater than, say, the difference between how much you like your top 240th and top 235th game? I don't know. I do know, honestly, the top 10 list is very fluctuating, right? Like if my number 1 game and my number 6 game, and you say, which one do you want to play? I might pick the number 6 game. It's just how it is. You might pick my number 6 game, my number 80th game, and I might be in the mood to play the 80th game. It's just how it works. We put them in an order, but I'm not like, I don't know. It's really fluctuating. Are all the Kickstarter stretch goals decided? No, but one major one has been decided. What are your favorite Keyforge houses? I can never remember this when people ask me. Aliens is one. We had some interesting, apparently the decks with the 4 horsemen are really popular. And a couple of them were gotten at people have been buying like crazy at the store. Like the Keyforge decks comes in, people buy them like crazy. And there was great shouting and rejoicing from people who bought them and got the 4 horsemen. Do you have a preferred spot to sit on a plane? Like window, aisle, near the wing, front, back? Front aisle. I like to, I'm a bigger guy, so I don't mind sticking out in the aisle a bit. Yes, I get bumped by the people, but that doesn't bother me that much. I'd rather that. Sometimes the window if I'm really tired. Let's see. I'm excited for PAX Unplugged. Besides the Philly food, what's one thing you're most looking forward to? Just a relaxed con. I got some decent amount of gaming in last year. I played games with different people, and I enjoyed that. I look forward to doing that again. My top 3 Dominion expansions, well, we'll have to wait and see. I'll probably do a list on that eventually soon. How do you feel about the term Eurogame and Ameritrash? Whatever. They're terms. I'm not huge fans of them, but I'm not going to worry about them that much. People can call stuff what they want. Do you think that board game media influencers have had a negative effect on leading publishers to believe a game is more popular than it was? Seems some hyped games have fizzled on release. Well, that seems, can you give me an example of something like that? Something that was really hyped by reviewers and then it fizzled? And I think we should exclude Kickstarter previews because those guys are always hyped about, the guys who do Kickstarter previews are always hyped about them. But like, is there a game that people played ahead of time and hyped it up? Like, you can include me in this, that's fine. And then it didn't do so well? Maybe there is one. I'm not saying there isn't, but if you can just clarify like an example of that. Favorite game you're playing right now? Probably Dominion, actually. Who won the contest? Okay. The contest winners, hang on. We'll put those in right now. I'll fix that. Thank you for letting me know. It's because the Dice Tower, I'm going to go handle this right now. I'll be right back. Woo, nothing going on. All right, it's handled. They'll probably be up within an hour, the winners, so you can see them then. It takes a bit to get some of these things done and changed and all. But Board Game Breakfast, for some reason, was uploaded with no sound, so I had to re-export it and do things this morning, get it up, and in that process, the description got changed. What's my favorite scoring mechanic? I don't understand that, maybe. I don't know what that means, actually. Okay, Tempest, Martin Wallace. I'm assuming this is an example of one that was hyped. Yeah, but Tempest was only hyped by it wasn't hyped by reviewers. It was just hyped because the company said this was a new 4X game coming out. People were like, woo, and then we played it. I promise you I didn't hype it after I played it. I was like, that's not very good. Will BIOS Megafauna ever get a Dice Tower review? Maybe. I know that I think we have a copy of it, but it's in our Essen palette on the way. Are there any games that you can think of where players build scenes or dioramas that emphasize the creativity element? No. Maybe. That's a very specific question. I can't think of one. Shady Maple meetup this year. There's not a meetup. We are going to Shady Maple. I guess if you want to come along, I can tell you what time we're heading there. Just email me. Seafall was a game that was hyped a lot. Yeah, but again, it wasn't by reviewers. We were all like, woo, this game looks exciting. But I don't think that's reviewers. That's everybody being excited about a game. Cry Havoc? Okay. Maybe. I still like Cry Havoc a lot. So, okay, maybe Cry Havoc might be an idea, or a lot of reviewers liked it. Not all the reviewers liked it. I don't know if we led the publisher to believe. Maybe we did. I don't know. But I don't think I told... See, sometimes when I play a game, I tell a publisher, I'll be like, yeah, I think this game's going to really do well. I don't think I said that to Ignacy. I liked it a lot, but maybe I did say that. I don't know. Any more 12 games of Christmas? I think we are done with that list. First Martians. First Martians. Yeah, maybe that's one too. But again, I don't know that. Yeah, maybe that was one where we played it and we hyped it up a bit. Okay, maybe First Martians is an example. Will Sam ever be able to convince you guys that Mechs vs. Minions does not have a great production value? Probably not. Don't you have any full-time employees for getting you stuff while you do live streams? Well, no one's in the room now. Like I said, everyone's full bore working on the retreats and things like that right now. For a Q&A, I can usually run these things by myself. Tom, I'm the same height as you. How fun is it when the person sitting in front of you in economy class tries to push back their seat? Yeah, that I don't like. But I mean, what am I supposed to say? I almost wish... Maybe I'm in the minority here. I just wish seats wouldn't go back. I don't think, and again, this is just my opinion, and I'm not like really strongly like ready to fight over this. I don't think the amount of comfort you get from leaning your chair back equals the amount of discomfort it causes the person behind you. Especially when I'm trying to eat or I'm trying to watch a movie, and some of these, when they come back, then you're like, okay, now I have to lean back, causing a chain reaction, which I'm not a big fan of. I almost never lean back for that reason. I usually look behind me. If there's a person behind me, I won't lean back. I feel bad about it. I'm not a huge fan of, I'm not going to get upset about it. It's life, you know, it is what it is. But it's not the best when the person in front of me leans back. But at least I can stick my feet all the way underneath their chair, though, because if they're leaned back, they're probably, I'm not going to kick their feet. So there's that. Have you tried Chronicles of Crime with the VR glasses? No, I have not tried it with them. I have them. I just stuck them in the game today, actually, but I haven't played it with them yet. I got myself a Dicey Tower Messenger deck in Keyforge. Yeah, right. If you did, please let me know, because I would love to get a deck that had our name in it somehow. What I meant with scoring, I should have said victory conditions. Oh, my favorite victory condition is when there's a score, but there's an alternate way to win where you can bypass a score. I really like that. At Dice Tower Con, do they serve food and snacks at the hotel? They do, but I wouldn't recommend getting them there. However, like within minutes is a Publix, there's a Walmart, there's all kinds of stores that are really close by. I would just go there and load up with snacks and bring your own in. Do you know where the Essen pallets are? I don't know where they are, actually. I think they're on Ocean right now. I haven't heard that they have hit customs yet. When they do, we will. I don't think they're going to be here in time for the Dice Tower retreats, for example. I'm not even sure they'll get here in time for Dice Tower Cruise. But that's not a big deal because most of the hot games, not all of them, but most of them we brought back ourselves. There's very few games that we did not bring back where I'm like, oh man. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some fantastic games in those 350 that are winging their way through the air, but we can wait. What can we expect from the Dice Tower in 2019? New series, segments, super secret projects to tease? Nothing super secret. There's a couple major changes that I'm going to be making, but they're not going to like change the Dice Tower as a whole. We'll just announce them in the Dice Tower Kickstarter. There's one major change, which it's a lateral move. There's another change which is going to increase content slightly. There's another change which I think people are really going to like, and then there's a fourth change which is a stretch goal, but I hope we can reach it. Did you ever recover your important document from the last Q&A? I did not. This is still a mystery to me. I went back and I used a time machine on the Mac and went back. The document is gone. I do not know what happened. So I just redid it in Google Docs, and it's now saved, and so it's in the cloud, so I should be okay. Has Cry Havoc not done well? It seems like it did okay. It did okay, but it wasn't like a blockbuster by any stretch of the imagination. What are the thumbs up in Miami Dice videos? Basically, they're just how much we like the game. They're very, very ambiguous for a reason. They kind of just give you our impressions of the game. We give specific number ratings in the week in review. But even that's, again, the reason people say, how come you don't put numbers in your Dice Tower reviews? Because I think that they're too limiting. I want to give my feelings and impressions on a game, even seal of excellence, seal of approval. I always worry about that sort of thing because it like boils the whole thing down to number. People are like, did you like it? That's all I want to know. Why is that all you want to know? I want to know why you liked it. I want to know what if someone comes to me and goes, I liked it. That doesn't tell me anything. I want to know the whys that people like things at. The default hotel room at Dice Tower Con, how many people can they comfortably sleep? 5, I think? Have you tried Betrayal Legacy yet? Well, we played it live last week, actually. I mean, it spoils the first couple episodes of it. So don't watch it if you don't want to do that. But we did play it. I've enjoyed it so far. I was at my friendly local gaming store a few weeks ago and overheard them saying they were really struggling to sell Reef, which they weren't expecting. I don't know how well Reef's doing. Reef's going up against another Azul. I really like it. I thought it would do well. Well, we'll have to wait and see in the long run. Seafall is a lesson on why first impressions are a terrible idea. Well, I don't know that I agree with that. I think first impressions are just that. They're first impressions. We labeled ours as first impressions, and we kind of went into it hopeful. And you can see that you can watch our opinions change over time. I find that sort of thing interesting, actually. Seafall is the only game where I really kind of changed as the game went by. Usually my opinions on games don't change as strongly as they did with Seafall. But I didn't go into Seafall loving it either. I was just going in hopeful. I was like, well, it's not that exciting yet, but I'm hoping it get better. And then it didn't. I don't think first impressions are a terrible idea at all. I think they're actually very useful. Because first impressions are what you're going to get when you play a game. Tom, as my friends and I grow older, 36 to 48, I find some of them are becoming mentally slower and crankier when it comes to game. You find this to be true in your group. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know that I've noticed people getting slower and crankier. They're as slow and cranky as they've always been, I guess. But most of the people in my group are great to play with. It's actually called Paley Brain Dicey Tower Messenger. Oh, I swear, if that's actually a deck, I will buy that from you easily. I have a Keyforge deck with Z's name in it. I will buy that one also. Do you have an example of a game which has your favorite victory condition? And there's not a lot of them, actually. One of them would be, well, the one that comes to my mind is Liberte from Martin Wallace, which was a great game, which no one wants to play with me anymore. But it's a French Revolution, and you are just scoring points through various ways over the course of the game. But there can be a revolution or a counter-revolution, 2 different ways, and you can win the game through those methods without doing whatever else is in the game. Glory to Rome has a card where you can win the game if you meet certain accomplishments during the course of the game. Cosmic Encounter has it in it, too. Like the Masochist, for example, in Cosmic Encounter, if you lose all your ships, you win the game, even if you're losing the game. How many Dice Tower employees have their own gaming table? Well, I have a gaming table, but it's not really mine. It's a Dice Tower's. I don't really have one. These are both Wrathscours. Z has a Geekinson table. Sam has a Geek Chic table. And Derek has one that folds up. I can't remember the name of that one. Jason has a Geek Chic table too. I've not played the new Eclipse yet. Hey Tom, is it just me or the Targets around you started selling more hobby board games such as Mansions of Madness and the Game of Thrones game? I haven't seen those, but I haven't been at Target for a while. I don't shop at Target a ton just because it's a good 20 minutes from my house and I just don't go shopping that often, right? If it's something I need from Target, I probably get it from Amazon. But when I do go to Target, I always check out their board game section. That's actually the main reason I go to Target. And I've noticed they've had really good games. I just haven't seen those particular ones, but they usually have a good selection of games. I've been waiting for Planet from Blue Orange Games since your review, but it seems to be planned for Europe only. Huh, I haven't heard that. I wouldn't be surprised if you see it show up in America next year. The most important question I've ever asked, why no Christmassy hats or cheer in the gift guides this year? Well, I think the cheer was there. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't bring the hats in. I don't know where they are, actually. My kids probably have them somewhere. I'll get Christmassy hats for next year, okay? I'll do it next year for the videos. How would you rank the Colonies expansion for Terraforming Mars? Well, I ranked it an 8.5 in the week in review. Of the expansions, Prelude I will never play without. Colonies I will always play with if you've played Terraforming Mars before. If you've never played it before, I probably won't throw it in your first game. And then Venus I'll play sometimes, and the other Mars maps, I'll play them yes or no. They're just a different map, right? So it doesn't matter. You could play with those for your first game. It's not a huge difference. Do you expect to see a lot of Keyforge players at PAX Unplugged? Yes. Dice Tower Retreat, I don't know as much probably there because I want people to play more multiplayer games there. But yeah, at PAX Unplugged, oh yeah, Keyforge is everywhere. At my gaming store, it is taking over for a while. I'm not saying it will. It may be a short and then gone, but it's definitely very popular right now. Did I have a great Thanksgiving? Sure. We had over several of the employees at Dice Tower came over, and some people from our game group came over, and we had a good time. We didn't play games because I never do on Thanksgiving. I don't know why. Maybe some year I will. It's just that I cook on Thanksgiving night, Eve night, and then Thanksgiving I get up at, I don't know, like 7, and I cook all the way up till 2 o'clock. So that's what, 7 hours of cooking and getting things together. And then when we're done eating and everything, I'm just very tired. So I'm just glad people like the food. I tried some new things this year. I tried cranberry sauce. I never made it before. I was amazed at how easy it was to make, how fun it was to make, and how good it tasted. So that's like an automatic from each year now. My stuffing, I was finally thrilled. I got it much better than I normally do. And I tried something new. Oh, I did a mac and cheese thing that I've not done before, and that came out okay. And everything else I've done before. We got a honey glazed ham, which I was like, let's try it out. Oh my, that's so much better than regular ham. Do you have your Spotify Christmas music list available to share? Yeah, I think so. Just look for Vasel's Christmas. You'll probably find it. I think it's called Christmas Vasel's 2018 or something. Realize I have very esoteric musical taste. I put in some weird songs in there. There's a couple songs that I've heard now a couple times. And I'm like, yeah, like there's a couple Disney princess songs that I put on there for my kids, and I'm already really tired of those. They're coming off. But I tried to pick not the same song. Like everyone sings the Christmas song, and everyone sings Jingle Bells. And so each particular song, you only see maybe 5 or 6 times on the list because I don't want to have that song sung too often. I want to have them out there. And I got some songs that are some very Christian Christmas songs and some really strange ones too. There's a Ray Stevens song on there, and there's some interesting songs. So you may or may not like it. Just be warned on that. Is there a reason you pronounce Liberté, or Liberté, I'm sorry, like La Birthday? Yeah, because I'm bad at pronouncing things. Derek has a game topper. Oh, yeah, but he had another table before that, too. Does Z's sarcasm in your amazing top 10 list drive you nuts, or do you really like it? It seems like you two just battle for an hour sometimes. No, I don't come out of a top 10 list upset ever. I like that sort of thing. I like sarcasm a lot. Which is good because it seems like all my friends use it. Is Jason working part-time? No, Jason runs our cruise and then shows up at cons. He has a full-time job on a TV station. Have you ever had to walk away from a player? I recently had to leave a Keyforge game because the guy was impossible, complaining, and obnoxious. I've done it before, but not very often, and not recently at all. What's my favorite game to play with Melody? Probably some sort of Euro game. Feast for Odin, maybe? I don't know. 2.5 weeks, and Melody comes home. Huzzah! For Christmas. Then she'll go back. What's your gaming store? My gaming... I'm only rolling my eyes here because the person who asked this actually goes to the gaming store and plays with me. Come on now. Cool stuff in Kendall. Let's see here. What's the heaviest game that came off into your table this year? I don't know. Feast for Odin, maybe? Have you played Franchise? Yes. Will I be reviewing it soon? Yes. I say that because I've already reviewed it, but I'm really ahead of my reviews, so I'm not sure when it's coming out. It might be coming out this week. That seems legit. It's either coming out this week or next week, one of those two, because it's done. I already have all my reviews done for this week and next week, and I've even started working on the week after that, but it's not in that week, so it's either this week or next week, Franchise. Plus 100 for homemade cranberry sauce. I know, and here's the thing about homemade cranberry sauce. It's magic. I mean, literally magic. You put you put together your concoction of sugar and whatever else you're going to put in it, cinnamon sticks and all that jazz, and you put the cranberries in, and they magically turn into sauce. I'm not kidding. They were like, just keep stirring, and it will turn into sauce. I was like, yeah, right, and it did, and my mind was blown. I made a cranberry, raspberry, apricot sauce. I used dried apricot pieces and fresh raspberries and cranberries. I'm sorry, it was very good. I brought pumpkin pie and key lime pie to my family's Thanksgiving this year, thinking you're a smart guy. There's a lot of key lime pie remaining. That's great, because then that means you can eat it. Who cares if anyone else eats it? I bring pumpkin pie too as a distraction. Do you like Cuban food? Yeah, some. Have you been watching the latest Doctor Who? I've so far watched the first 3 episodes. I watch it with my family, and I would not be surprised if we watch another episode tonight. So far, we've enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like blowing up for us yet, but that's how new Doctor Who's always start out, so we haven't made any decisions. I do like the companions a lot. The new Doctor Who is fine so far. I'm always like, the hook hasn't dropped yet for the season. I'm curious what it is, so that would be interesting. Not sure if it was asked already, but why are the winners of the contest not listed in the comments of Board Game Breakfast? They will be added within an hour. We're working on that now. I love when the 3 of you are on videos. How much time do you prepare for these videos? It depends. I mean, some top 10 lists take a lot longer to prepare for than others. Some I can do. Like tomorrow is going to be fun, but I've never tried this before. A live top 10 on streaming with our top 10 games of all time. So that should be interesting. We'll have to see how it goes. Dinosaur Island wasn't in your top 100 yet. I was pretty sure you loved it. I really do like it, just so you know, it's not in my top 10. It may just have been missed somehow. It would probably have made the top 100, actually. I really like it a lot. I'm looking over here at the expansion, which I'm excited to play. Sometimes that happens. If so, it will be in next year. I really do like it. I wonder why it's not in the top 100. Huh. What is the funniest gift one of your kids asked for Christmas? My 4-year-old son asked for a black top hat. That was not my doing or asking or planning or my kids. It's just what he wants. I don't know where he got that from. What is the asymmetric game you think is the most well-balanced? Summoner Wars. Are there some themes for games you would never play? Like, I like to play old election games. I completely understand that people would not play ones about 2016 regardless of your political affiliation. Maybe, but you might be surprised. I'm pretty sure that 1960 was a very contentious election. I wasn't alive. Most people today weren't. It was, 58 years ago. If you voted in that election, you are a minimum of 76. So that election was, as far as I can tell, fairly contentious between Nixon and Kennedy, and I played that game with no problem because whatever. I mean, it's history. So I would imagine maybe 2016 will be the same way. Some themes, yeah, I won't play some themes, but it all depends. I know you want me to list those themes, but it just all depends. How long do you fry your turkey? It's 3 minutes a pound, usually, is my rule of thumb. That's not exact, but it comes pretty close. It's 3 minutes per pound, and then I usually leave it in 1 or 2 more minutes just because I want to make sure it's fried completely. This year they fried really nicely on the dot. I was pretty happy with them. In fact, that was my dinner last night, was basically just fried turkey. Hi, Tom. I just got Shutterstone, and everyone was like, why did you buy this average game that no one talks very well about? Well, first of all, it's done very well. It sells, as far as I can tell, it's consistently doing well, and it's gotten fairly good reviews. And I like it a lot, so I don't know what people are talking about. Do I still think it's good? Yes. Tom, if you eat sushi, have you ever eaten spicy California rolls? Yes. They're normally vegetarian, but they're my favorite, even though I'm not a vegetarian at all, and I will eat the fish ones as well. I don't care if it's vegetarian or not. I just like sushi in general. I don't care if it's vegetarian or not. I like them all, usually. I tend to like rolls better, though. Sushi is one of those things that I didn't realize was as snobby as it was to some degree. I went to a restaurant in California one time, and I walked in and there was a sign on the wall. It was like, we do not serve sushi rolls. That's not actually sushi. Sushi is this. Get it. Don't ask for a roll. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't know that the rolls weren't sushi. I didn't know that until that point, right? So now I've learned sushi and sashimi, and then the rolls are different, and the rolls are like an American thing, and sushi is different, and sushi is actually better, and you should like it more, and fine, I guess. I guess I'm just low class because I like the rolls a million times better. No, not a million times better, like 5 times better. I like sushi, it's fine, but the sushi rolls, I like those. And I like when I go to a restaurant that has like 50 of them, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know which ones to pick. They all taste good to me. I don't know that I've ever had a sushi roll that I didn't like. I don't normally get them from gas stations, so I guess there's that. Or I don't even get them from grocery stores. But like when I go and they're coming by in the belt, and I just grab random ones. There's sometimes I'll eat one, I'll be like, this one is way better than the rest of them, and I'll get more of that one. But I never eat one and go, I don't like this one at all. I don't think. I usually like them. Tom and his diabolical food distractions. Yeah, that's true. Do you have a hard cap on the number of games Dice Tower keeps now that you have an office? Well, not really. I had a hard cap on how many games I kept. I had that 1 game in, 1 game out rule. That rule is now abolished because now we're building a Dice Tower library. We have rented a storage space. We have a 10 by 15 that we'll be storing these games in. Also, tables in there. So if we need to get bigger as time goes by, we'll get bigger. But I'm going to curate this library pretty heavily. Right now, the library is full of amazing games, plus the new hotness from Essen. Now, the new hotness from Essen, I'm going to keep an eye on what's played and what's not. If it's not being played within a year, it's out. And only the best stuff will stay. And it will continue to do that. Are you guys dead set on only having you, Z, and Sam as host reviewers? Would Dice Tower be open to an additional member or reviewer? Well, we have other reviewers. Brian Drake does a lot of videos for us, and Graham, and there's several other reviewers for the Dice Tower that have done stuff as time has gone by. You mean like someone that I would hire? Right now, I'm kind of full in that regard. Just I don't have the money to hire somebody else, if that's what you're talking about. But I'm certainly open to other reviewers, but I have some stringent things, and I'm less likely to add someone than I used to, because if I bring someone on, I'm going to want someone who is consistent. I mentioned something about the top 10 of the top 100 being done live. The exact time for that is noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and it's already scheduled. You can find it on our channel. When is the top 10 games of 2018 coming? In December at some point. Dinosaur Island is in my top 10. Oh, Dinosaur Island is not in my top 10. It's not. I'm telling you right now. I don't know where it would be in my top list. That's actually bugging me. Let me pull that up. Top 100. All right, let's look here. Edit. Find. Dinosaur. Oh, there it is. It is on my list. It's 108. Okay. I must have talked about it when I did my top 250 up, so it's almost made my top 100, which is really high up there, okay? 109 is Clank in Space, and 107 is Thunder and Lightning. Both games I love a lot. There's just a ton of great games out there, so maybe it will move up higher. You guys are making me doubt myself. I did get that one. All right. I was surprised not to see Chimera Station in your top 250. Well, let me look. I'll look for that one too. Hang on, since I'm doing this sort of thing. Find Chimera. Well, maybe I should spell it right. It's 185. Come on, ask me another one. Bam! Most balanced asymmetrical game. What about Root? Ooh, Root's good. There you go. Root's another good choice for that. 79, the voting age was 21 in 1960. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. I learned something new. I knew they changed that. I just didn't remember when. Have never been to a board game convention. What would you recommend as my first? Dice Tower Con. Easily. Where did you get your vest? I'm 6'1" and can never find a vest my size. Amazon.com. I think that's where this one comes. And also thrift stores. That's where I get my vest from, those two spots. Do you feel overwhelmed by how many new games keep coming out? I do feel overwhelmed by that, but I've also just decided I'm going to have to live with it because I'm never going to get them all played. There's a really famous turkey stand at Market Street Station. I suggest a hot turkey sandwich with bacon while you're there. I'm not a big fan of bacon on sandwiches. It's okay. I like it. I know. Bacon on sandwiches is fine, but I don't need it for my sandwich to be enjoyable. Is there a chance you'd play Cosmic Encounter on a cruise? Sure, there's a chance. I just don't promise anything at all, anytime, anywhere. It's about time for another Cosmic game, so I would not be surprised if it happens on the cruise. But yeah, catch me at the right time and place. In Europe, we have rolls as well. It's a bit more unhealthy, but compared to non-sushi stuff, it's very healthy. Sure, right. I have to say, I was like raving to my wife this morning about how much I like my diet, or my, I guess diet's a strong word, lifestyle change, because I just eat healthy all the time. But every once in a while, Thanksgiving or next week at PAX, whatever, I just pick a meal and I'm like, I'm going to town. And I eat what I want. And I look forward to those moments, and they keep me strong during the rest of the time, and I'm fine. I'm not eating unhealthy all the time. I eat unhealthy a little bit at certain spots, but it balances out really well. I like that a lot, and it's been working for me. Can you do a behind the scenes? We'll probably do one next year. Maybe we'll do it during the Kickstarter. Lots of arguments about sushi and sashimi and stuff. Sorry. What steps do you do to protect your games from all the South Florida humidity? I just keep them in a climate-controlled area, whether it's this house, the studio here, where we let the air run all the time, and the storage place we got is a climate-controlled one for that same reason. Recently, an article suggested the industry is headed for a crash because budgets are spent on marketing, not design, to catch the spark of public eye. Is that the same article we were just talking about? Maybe. I'm cool when the PE companies spend their budgets on marketing, but I don't think we're headed for a crash. I don't see that happening. Any good Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals you took advantage of? Nope. Do you think certain games only get attention because of the designer's name on the box? Yes. Games like Carpe Diem seem like they'd be forgotten if they didn't have Feld's name in the box. Well, Carpe Diem would probably be forgotten because the game looks like it's the most boring game on earth. But Z says it's really good. What Chronicles of Crime expansion are you looking forward to, Noir or Red View? Do you like that the game has different settings? Yes, I do like that a lot. I don't know, I haven't really looked into the settings so much. I can figure out what Noir is just by you saying that, but Red View, I don't know what that is. But yeah, I like that it has different settings. Thoughts on Escape from Aliens in Outer Space for 4 players? It works with 4. I played it with 4 before, but I like it with more. Any chance we'll get a Dice Tower Con in Europe? Well, I'm not planning one currently, but I'm not saying no that will never happen. What type of food do you normally eat in your lifestyle change? Lots of vegetables, fruit, and meat, mostly. I don't eat as many carbs, but I eat some. You know, because I like carbs, so I eat some. I just don't eat a ton. I tried Small World and didn't get it. It's just counting chits. What am I missing? Why do you guys rave on it? I feel like it must be me. Yeah, probably it's you. But if you don't like a game, I don't worry about it. Just because someone else likes a game and I don't like it, I don't feel like there's something wrong with me or something wrong with them. They like the game, I don't. We move on. Like, I don't really get necessarily, I shouldn't say I don't get it, because I do get it. Like, I'm not a big fan of the DC deck building game, but a lot of people really like it. I get why they like it. I get why I don't. That doesn't make me superior to them or inferior to them. They just like it for different reasons than me. I've adopted the same lifestyle change, eating good 5 or 6 out of 7 days and having a day where I eat what I want. Yeah, but I don't even do that the whole day. I just usually do it for one meal. I don't do it for the whole day because then that day goes insane. I still eat healthy the rest of that in one day. Has Underwater Cities been picked up for U.S. distribution by Rio Grande? For those just tuning in, wondering where the winners for Board Game Breakfast are, they will be in the video description soon. It's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Donna. How do you manage your playtime and other daily jobs? Well, it is my job now, so that's one of the ways to handle it. Is there a player in your group where you need to fight for a player color? No, not really. I mean, I like purple, but if someone else really wants to be purple, I'll just pick a different color. I try not to be yellow or green, though, because I play with Sam and Zia often, and they're always yellow and green. So when I see green, I just automatically assume it's Sam, and when I see yellow, I automatically think it's Z, even when it's me, and so that throws me off. What's the precise relationship between you, Sam, and Z? You seem to be friends. Yes, pretty clearly, but often suggest you don't play games together often. We really don't play games. We play the games together here sometimes on camera. We play off camera sometimes, but we just play games with different people. I go to the game group way more than both of them, and so I play games with a lot of people there. I play games with Jason more than both of them, actually. And they just both play with different groups of people. I like it that way, actually, because then we get more games played. If we were playing games together, we'd get fewer games played. Not that I don't mind playing games with them. I don't mind playing games with them at all. Reducing calories, eating healthy without exercise doesn't lead to long-term weight loss. Oh, well, yeah, but I'm also walking 10,000 steps a day, too. And I'm planning to increase exercise slowly as time goes by, but the walking 10,000 steps a day, I love it. I love walking, and it's really helped me out a lot. What's the temperature at your place right now? If possible, in centigrade. Well, let's look. It's 52 degrees in Philadelphia. It's going to be cold there this week at PAX, though. Oh, not Saturday. High of 50. That's not too bad. All right, let's go to Homestead here. It is 82 degrees right now, so you want to know what it is in centigrade, though. How do I change that? There it is. One moment. In centigrade, it is 28 degrees here right now. And so that's like the only warm place on my map here. Oh my, you folks in Grand Rapids, -2. Denver, -4. Alliance, where my dad is, -8. Even Vegas, it's 8 degrees. I'm glad that I live in Florida. All right. What percentage of games have purple? I don't know. Wait, centigrade? I don't know centigrade. Oh, it's just another word for Celsius. My 8-year-old daughter is saying hi. Hello. Why can't they make a new and improved Fantasy Clank? Fantasy's more popular, in my opinion, not to say space is still good. I don't know what that means. The Fantasy Clank seems to be doing really well. They both are selling well. They're both different games. I think I like the way that they are. Who's the slowest and who's the fastest player, Sam or Z? Sam is, of the three of us, Sam's the slowest, and I'm the fastest. But Z's pretty fast, too. Hey, I caught up on questions, which is good because we're almost out. So, let's see. We'll take a couple more questions. Then we're going to end this because at 11 we're going to play a game live, and then we're going to move on and get ready for PAX and the retreats. Do you know what Fahrenheit is based on? Celsius is based on water, 0 freezing, 100 boiling. Sure. Fahrenheit's based on something, but I don't remember what it is. You could just look it up, I guess, on the internet. I'm sure they tell you what Fahrenheit's based on. What party game would you recommend? Lots of party games, but there's a new one out called Just One, which is really fun. I don't know if it's out in America yet from Repos Games, but I really enjoy that one a lot. What are you looking for a Kickstarter game to see if it's worth backing? I don't know. I just look at it, and if it seems like a game that's interested me, then I want to back it, I'll do so. When are you coming to Portugal? Probably not soon. What are you most looking forward to today now that the key lime pie has already been eaten? What am I most looking forward to? Maybe, I don't know. Probably see my kids tonight. Why not? Have you ever visited Portugal? I have not. What's the song you use at the start of Miami Dice? I don't know. It's some royalty-free music that we have. Do you think becoming a reviewer has made it harder for you to enjoy simple games? I get asked this all the time. Like, do you see the flaws in games way too quickly now? Maybe, but I mean, I can still enjoy a really simple game. I do. I like a lot of them. I play them with my kids and stuff. We just played one last week that was pretty simple. That Lighthouse Run, that was a very simple game, and I enjoyed it. I just finished creating my first game. I found myself super anxious. How do you feel about the games you designed afterwards? Well, I was anxious at first. I don't care at all about them now. They are what they are, right? But I think when you first make them, that's probably how you're going to feel. What's your favorite activity to do on the cruise other than board gaming, eating, or simply spending time with the family or wife? That's like all I do on the cruise. I like going to the shows, though. When will the Dice Tower Kickstarter be? It will be in January. Exact date to be determined. What other Dice Tower people doing their top 100 this year? Yeah, the Murph Brothers is done, and it will be scheduled. You'll see it probably starting soon, actually. Not this week. Wait, you back games? I thought you got them free for review. Sure. All right, you can check the description of Board Game Breakfast. The winners are up. Congratulations to those who won, and to those who lost, I apologize, but you can win next time. That's it, folks. I need to end here. We need to get going. We'll be back at 11 o'clock with a live game testing. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Live Q&A on the Dice Tower.